So I will show to all of you how to do the part A, and you need to do for the part B in a group. Okay, satu group, 2 students per group. Satu group ada 2 orang. And for this lab 1, actually this is just an introduction to the multi-sim. So for lab 1, no assessment punya markah. Saya takkan bagi markah on assessment. So we don't have a assessment lab time. So but you need to submit to me a simple lab report, which is you just refer to your lab sheet and you just fill up all the value and all the answer data in the table and also in a waveform. Alright? Okay, so I give you 1 week to submit my report, which is next week you need to submit to me in a ULENT. I will create a folder in a ULENT and you need to submit to me next week on Thursday before 5 p.m. 1 group, 2 students. Alright, class? Okay, any question, BEI? So far, any question or any objection or any suggestion?
No, madam.
No, madam.
No.
It's all okay.
Alright, okay, very good. Okay, so now, I rasa for the first time ni, I nak you, all of you turn on your camera. For only 5 minutes, saya nak tengok je muka student-student saya. Please turn on your camera, class. Okay, come on. Adli, Aiman, Ashraf, Akmal, Azra'i, Atira, Aswad, Haida, Hakim, Aisyah, Ikram, Khalis, Jaiswaran. Okay, hi. Who's there? Introduce yourself. Vino, alright. Okay, hi. Okay, we have 2 students already on their camera. Okay. Alright. We have 4 students here from 2 BEI. Next. Okay, mana lagi yang lain ni? Okay, hi. Alright.
Madam, okay, madam.
Apa dia?
Ya,
Kita
kamera
muka
madam.
madam.
Madam tak ada kamera ke?
Tak
Kamera
aci lah.
saya off. Saya nak tengok student dulu. Okay, come on. Okay. Vino dah naik atas dah. Tadi Vino kat bawah, dia dah kat atas
Wey,
dah.
Mat.
Okay.
Mat.
Mat! Kau kat mana, Mat?
Aduh, Mat. Baru bangun ke, Mat?
Asal kurus, Mat?
Lama tak jumpa kawan-kawan awak kan? Seronok jumpa Mat.
Rindu, Mat.
Lama dah, tahun lebih.
Ramai.
Mat dah ada rambut dah.
Zuhairi.
PKP lama sangat eh?
Okay, come on. On your camera, come on. Okay, so inilah student-student saya 2 BEI. Alright class, why are you late for my class today?
Lambat.
Lambat lah. Terkejut pula Zuhairi.
Saya.
Kelas saya pukul 11. 11.5 minit Zuhairi masuk. Tak. 11.7 minit. Tak awal sikit kelas semalam saya start pukul 11, 10.45 dah beratur tau.
Oh, tak jumpa link. Kau lambat bagi link.
Elah, alasan.
Sorry,
Sebab ada Mak Saleh ni.
Kelas ni ramai Melayu kot.
Kelas ni ada Mak Saleh seorang.
Ada Mak Saleh. Who's the
Zul Fadli.
Ni Muhammad.
Mak Saleh? Datang daripada mana? Mana Zul Fadli?
Liverpool.
Tanya sikit. Saya nak tengok Mak Saleh ni tu. Oi, Mak Saleh.
No.
Which one Mak Saleh? Oh, Zulfadli ni. Yelah, tengok background pun dah tahu dah. Kat mana Liverpool?
Mention.
Dia dekat Australia tu Puan.
Duduk apartment tu, apartment.
Sekarang
Kau Mat kat kebun tu.
Dia duduk kat
Zulfadli.
Australia.
Zulfadli, sekarang rumah awak masa malam ke apa ni? Okey. Sama masa
Bukan
dengan
madam,
Malaysia
dia orang prank saya madam.
Masa Saleh,
Ni
Zulfadli.
yang ni Muhammad tu.
Which one, Mohammed? Where's Mohammed?
Abdullah Nasir.
Nasir.
Abdullah Nasir? Which one? Which one, Mohammed Abdullah Nasir?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Oh, you are Mohammed Abdullah. So where you come from?
I'm from Yemen.
Yaman. Have you learned Malay language from your friend? You are second year already. Have you learned bahasa Malaysia or bahasa
Not,
Melayu? Koi?
Just
Baru
basic.
cakap Melayu.
Apa khabar?
Kabar baik, alhamdulillah.
Oh, very good.
Tu Mak
Zuhairi,
ajar.
Zuhairi, ajak dia datang rumah. Ajar bahasa Melayu sikit.
Meh. Boleh.
Betul.
Mohammed, after this you can see Muhammad. You can see Zulfadli. Since Zulfadli also come from the Australia, all right. So I'm very sure that Zulfadli can be your good teacher, language teacher. All right.
Don't worry man.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, Zulfadli. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, class. So, for this subject, I'm going to be your, I will cover only for the lab session, alright? So, for tutorial and for the lecture, you need to refer to Dr. Farid Arafat. Mat, kenapa you ketawa-ketawa, Mat? Is it something funny in my face? Mat, okay.
Mak, okey tak
Puan,
okey, Mat?
bukan saya tu. Bukan saya.
Bukan awak gelak, eh?
Oh, patut lah. Kamera. Oh, sorry lah.
Oh,
Mat, terus tutup kamera.
kan, Mat, dia tak tuduh, dia dah lupa dia on, he's on the camera. Alright, okay, no problem. Okay, so class, any problem regarding to the lab session, you can refer back to me. Alright, so any things regarding to the lab, to the tutorials and also from the lecture, you need to refer back to the Dr. Farid Arafat. Okay, I will cover only for lab session. Okay, so for lab sessions, you need to do the lab sessions 2 students per group. Okay, so any assessments or any lab report you need to submit by group, not individual. Zulhairi, stop smiling. Stop smiling. Sakit hati tengok awak senyum-senyum. Okay. Alright, so, by the way, Muhammad Abdullah, so where are you now? In Malaysia or in your country?
In Malaysia,
Malaysia.
Malacca.
Oh, where you stay?
I stay in Malacca, Bukit Deruan.
Alright. Okay, so for today we are going for the lab 1, which is for the diode. Okay, so today kita come out regarding to the rectifier. What is the rectifier? Rectifier will convert from what to what?
AC to DC.
AC to
DC.
DC. Very good, Aiman. Okay, Aiman macam boleh dipercayai sikit compare dengan Zuhairi dengan Mat. Okay? Okay, so we go straight away to the simulation part. Okay, you are familiar with the simulation, right?
Yes.
Still remember how to use the simulation, how to use the multi-sim? Still remember or not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Aiman seorang je yes, yang lain macam no je.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Okay, before that, I stop my video so that you can answer to me and focus on the multi-sim only. Tadi tengok muka
Right.
saya ketawa. Okay. Okay, now, refer to your lab sheet. Part A, single phase half wave rectifier. Okay, so from the part A, you need to draw the circuit from the figure 1. So we have a supply here, we have a diode, and we have a resistor. All right. So part A, procedure number 1. Using power supply ES 240 volt, 50 Hertz, power diode, and resistor 1 kilo ohm, you need to design the circuit from figure 1. So class, how to design the circuit? How to draw? How to take all the components? How to place all the components inside this on your multisim? So how to place all the components? Apa first step? What the first step? Which one you want to find the power supply? Come on, answer me.
At the right.
Okay, at the
Function
right
gen.
one. Function gen? Oh, awal dah jumpa function gen. Kita baru nak lukis. Alright. So, we have a power source here. Okay. Power source. Okay. We have a AC power, one. Alright. Okay, here. And another one, we have AC voltage. What's the difference between AC power and the AC voltage class? Okay, what's the difference between these two supply?
V peak VRMS.
Okay, one is for VP and one is for VRMS. Very good, Aiman. Okay, so from your lab sheet, dia nak VP or VRMS 240? 240 is for VP or VRMS? Okay, 240 actually is for VP. If you want to use the V power, voltage power 120 VRMS can, but you need to convert the value 240 volt to the RMS value. Otherwise, you just straight away using the AC power, AC voltage. So this one kita boleh delete. Then you set the value for peak voltage is 240. The frequency is 50 Hertz. Okay, next you need to find a diode. So you just click, you just write what diode you want to use, 1N407GE. Okay, this one. So place your diode here. Another one is a resistor. So resistor 1 kilo ohm. So you can rotate Control R or right click. So 1 kilo ohm. Okay, you just connect from one component to another component. Okay. Now, is it your circuit is complete or not? Refer to figure 1. Is this already complete or not?
Not yet.
Okay, why Zuhairi?
Itu tu apa? E1.
What is E2 and E1 actually?
Multimeter lah.
Yes, E itu ialah measurement equipment. Okay?
Okay.
So it can be a multimeter, it can be a oscilloscope, it can be a current probe and so on. Okay, tapi sebelum kita pergi kepada measurement equipment, you rasa-rasa kalau kita run this circuit, is it can simulate or not?
Ground tak ada
Oh, ground tak ada. Ground.
Why? Pardon?
Don't have.
Padan.
Okay.
Grounding.
We don't have a ground in your circuit, so you need to add a ground. Very good, class. Okay, so you just add a ground. Okay, so alright. So from procedure number 1, you need to measure voltage and current by using oscilloscope and multimeter. So you need to measure voltage and current by using oscilloscope and multimeter. So apa measurement equipment yang kita kena ada? We need to have a oscilloscope and multimeter. Alright, we go to the procedure number 3. Procedure number 3, you need to sketch the waveform source voltage, output voltage and output current. So you need to sketch the waveform. So how to sketch the waveform? Apa equipment yang kita boleh sketch the waveform? Yang kita boleh the output boleh dapatkan waveform?
Oscilloscope.
Oscilloscope. Alright, very good. Sorry. Salah. Okay, so your oscilloscope dia nak measure apa? What you are going to measure using the oscilloscope?
Waveform.
Waveform. What waveform? Waveform for what?
Input, output.
Input,
Diode.
output what?
What?
Resistance.
Voltage, right? Input
Voltage.
voltage,
Ah,
output voltage. So A, we connect to the input voltage. Here. So negative go to the ground. And B, we go to the output voltage.
yes.
Okay. So nanti if you want to differentiate between the input and output, you can differentiate using the color. So I set the color of the waveform for A is channel A is for input. So channel A I set a purple color. Alright?
Okay.
Okay, settle for the voltage, input and output voltage. Another one is for what?
Current.
Current. So you take a current probe and you connect with the, make sure you connect, alright. And you connect with another one, oscilloscope.
Dia nak. Oh, tak boleh.
Alright. Okay, settle Okay, now kita keluarkan for the first oscilloscope and the second oscilloscope. Okay, let's rerun this simulation and stop. So kita tengok the whole and you kecilkan for channel per division until you can see all the. Okay, this is example of your results for the input and output voltage. Alright class, how to measure the peak voltage? How to know what's the value for the peak voltage? How to measure it? How to measure the peak voltage from your oscilloscope? Anyone? Okay, since nobody answer, I give you an answer, which is you can just place the cursor to the peak one. So for example here, this is a cursor 2. So you can see from here, the cursor 2 channel 1 is around 236.472 volt. Okay? Understand class?
Okay.
Understand.
Alright,
Baru
so
ingat,
nanti you
baru ingat.
adjust, baru ingat Then you need to adjust all the waveform, then you sketch into your lab report. Alright? Faham ya class? Okay, so for the Q&A, you need to answer by yourself, and we go to procedure number 5. Procedure number 5, we need to take the data for the table number 1. Okay, so if you refer to the table number 1, we have a theoretical data and experimental data for ES or voltage supply, for average E naught, which is V average, RMS, V RMS at E naught, current average at I naught, and current RMS at I naught. Okay, for theoretical data, you can find the value from a formula, which is I'm very sure that all these formula already covered by Dr. Farid Arafat. You need to refer back in the lecture for the chapter 2. Then you can find all the formula for the V average, V RMS, I average and IRMS. Okay? So class, we do one by one right now. Now, the theoretical data. What's the value for V supply here? Secara teori ni kita
240.
berapa?
240.
240. Very good.
240.
How to find the V average? V average is equal to what?
EO.
VM over pi. So V supply is equal to 240 over pi. So you will get the answer around 76.39. The next one, you need to find the VRMS. So the formula for VRMS is equal to VM over 2, which is VM is 240 over 2 is equal to 120.
20.
Okay, so nanti all the formula you check back in your chapter, in the lecture note for the chapter 2. Alright? Okay, now I average. I average is equal to V is equal to IR. So I is equal to V over R, which is now I average. So your V must be V average. So I average is equal to V average over R. So what is your V average value? Before this kita dah cari dah. 76.39. R is equal to 1 kilo ohm. So you will get the answer for I average. And the last one is I RMS. Again, V is equal to IR. I is equal to V over R. So V here is refer to the VRMS. So your VRMS is 120 over 1 kilo ohm. So you will get the answer. Okay? So for the theoretical data, understand or not?
Yes.
Okay, madam, yes.
Okay,
Understand.
very good.
Understand.
Now, go to the experimental data. Experimental data you can see from your oscilloscope ataupun kita akan keluarkan from your multimeter. Okay, so from your oscilloscope, we can find the voltage supply as we said before. So we can see from here is channel A, T2 is 236, 238, around that lah. So your answer will be plus minus 5% daripada theoretical data. Okay, now I want to measure the V average. V average ni dekat E0. E0 ni input ke output? If you refer back to the figure 1. E0 is for input or output? Refer to figure
Output.
1. Output, very good. So you just take a multimeter here. So positive here and negative here. Okay, so setting here. Now we want to measure the voltage and we want to measure, okay, for this voltage, is it AC or DC? AC or DC class? AC or DC? Why AC?
AC.
Why AC? Why AC? Supply AC. Okay,
Yeah.
now kita punya lita ni is lita apa?
Rectifier.
Okay, what's the function for rectifier?
Changing.
Convert apa?
Yes.
Change or convert?
Oh, HDC.
Yes, very good. It will change from AC to DC. So suppose our output will be in
DC.
DC. Very good. So you run and you will get the answer here. Okay? So this is your answer for output voltage, right? Or V average. Now, I want to find the VRMS. So this one you can use the measurement probe. So you just take a measurement probe since this is a series circuit. You can put the probe in which one? Okay. So you can place the probe dekat mana-mana in any connection in your circuit. Alright? So you just run and you will get the answer. Okay, so VRMS here, you will get the answer is 120. I average is you need to find, tadi V average is VDC, right? So your I average is IDC here. And another one, the last one is IRMS is here, 120 milliampere. Alright, so you get all the value for the table number 1. Understand or not, class? So far, any question? So far, any questions?
Oh, madam.
No, madam.
Very good. Very good. So, you need to do your part B by yourself. Okay. So you need to submit to me this simple report before next week on Thursday. Due date on next Thursday before 5 p.m. Okay, in a new lens. Alright, so for those yang tak hantar, I will deduct your total mark for lab sheet nanti. For lab assessment for lab nanti. Alright? Okay, any question?
Madam,
Yeah?
sine wave ni kena sketch juga ke? Boleh snip tools je dia punya oscilloscope ni display.
Can. You can just snipping tools je. Can.
Alright.
No problem. Okay, tapi but
Okay,
make
thank
sure
you.
make sure saya tak nak nanti waveform separuh macam ni ke apa. You need to give me a full waveform. Kena adjust balik dia punya voltage division semua tu Give me in a
Okay.
proper way. Right? Okay, thank you, Hairi.
Alright.
So if you don't have any question anymore, so I stop here. So for the next time, maybe I will give you a demo for video, and during the lab session, I akan buat assessment. Okay, which is the assessment tu nanti saya akan panggil group by group. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. See you guys again. Nanti saya akan inform pada class rep untuk inform you bila kita ada next lab session lagi. Okay,
Okay,
thank you
madam.
all. Okay, bye. See you again.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Bye.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Okay,